Alright everyone, welcome back to my strategy review videos, and here we're going to look at a battle of Machorka, where I'm the Empire versus the Vampire Counts. Now, in this battle, I only have a very simple 3-card army, which was the hero and the 2 heroic artillery pieces, or I'm sorry, legendary artillery pieces. That was just to keep the morale up, but unfortunately the Vampire Counts got a little bit interested in my location and decided to act on it, thinking it had the advantage. Now, in instances like this, the computer had calculated that I would lose the battle and I would not be able to auto-resolve it. And this is why it's always important to take that calculation with a grain of salt, because you never know when you can truly win a battle, because I wouldn't count on that all the time. So what we're going to look at here is just making the maximum of a bad situation. I just had the default garrison, um, plus those 3 extra card units from the Lord's army. So I have the hero plus the Lord, and the 2 legendary artillery pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble a nice little battle line here. I want to make sure I hold the square. I'm going to set it up so I eventually have my outriders are going to basically plug the right side of this, and I'm going to make sure that they're stationary there as well. The other thing, I'm just going to put the artillery back, and now I'm going to focus organizing the Luminarch. I'm going to kind of create a fatal funnel there with the Luminarch, so anything coming from that right side. I'm going to rearrange my halberds so they are providing a good defense, and I'm going to leave 1 halberd group up there to kind of work as a buffer. For my range units, I'm going to rearrange these guys so they're a little bit better for my purposes. So what I'm gonna use these guys for is to basically absorb a lot of the incoming enemies. Hopefully they'll do. My goal is for them to take out as much of the front line as possible. But I may focus on certain key units depending on how they charge forward or how they move forward. And that's going to decide what's going to be a high priority target and what's not going to be a high priority target. So we're going to be doing some touch-ups here. I'm going to put the hero up there, just to add a little bit more balance. The thing about situations like this is you don't want your units to spread apart. You kind of want to create like this defensive radius from the location you're trying to protect. And that location is that control zone that they have for all castles. Because once the enemy has more soldiers touching that location versus friendly units, it'll start taking it over, capturing it. So as you can see, they're starting to move in. It looks like some units are going to take the right side. I'm going to focus on these Kev here real quick, because they're going to be a real problem once they bust those gates open. And they are not lasting too long. Ooh. I mean, they were dead, but now they're extra dead. So we're just going to make sure by just pummeling with everything we got, because we want them to die as soon as possible so we can refocus on the group of units, and then we can reposition. And it's really nasty devastation here. And I'm going to reposition here real quick, because it looks like we've done a lot of damage to those guys there. So now I'm going to focus on the other cavalry units, try to take out as much cav as possible. The undead infantry I'm never too worried about. As long as I got a hero in there, I know I'm going to cut through it. So, and I'm going to take advantage that they're stationary, and I'm going to use my my mortar, which I had told to hold fire since the beginning, because I don't want it wasting its rounds. So I've got my range units trying to focus on those cav, which are legendary as well, so they can definitely a problem. I got my archers over to the left, bombarding that group of infantry there. So we're going to get some close-ups here real quick of kind of what this battle is kind of looking like. I'm trying to give you guys some, real close encounters. So
I speak, you act.
devastating. The vampire hero is going to be pretty devastating. But we'll be able to make a little dent in them as well. And again, we just want to focus on that cab. We really want to take out that cab. And do as much damage as possible before they come to us. Again, I'm more concerned about the cab than their actual infantry. Again, as long as you have a hero in there, you pretty much can outmatch undead infantry. So again, we have this kind of defensive circle around the area that they're trying to take, and we're not going to let them take it. And the reason why you don't want them too far is because then you can redistribute units as needed to supplement an area that's being under attack. So in this area, the way we supplemented was with the hero, but we're also going to take advantage of the Luminarch's abilities that can actually going to hold them in place, and so that we can deal more damage to them, and we can kind of basically, we're plugging this area from them to kind of move in more units into the main battle. So again, we're just trying to tie them up. We're trying to keep them busy. We're not really trying to kill them, because these are tougher vampire counts heroes. And again, we're gonna start repositioning units to bring them into the forward of the fight. Look at that, we just devastated that infantry. They're not gonna make it in. Okay, so they've broken through the gates. That's okay. You know, we have our hero in the front to absorb some charge attack, and we're gonna try to do as much damage to them as possible right now. And our right side is sufficiently plugged, so everything's going to come in through the forward area. And so, unfortunately, we just lost our cannon there for a sec. But it can, since we have it on hold ground stance, we can use our archers there as we're redeploying, which was going to support the front line. Now we're just going to take out that entire cabinet with them. So again, that's the beauty about having, you know, a good defensive radius, is you can redistribute forces to attack your enemy, and you can start putting pressure and holding them in the right areas. And what's really key about this battle too is kind of deploying the Luminarch in kind of like a hero kind of position, because it does have some abilities we want to take advantage. So it looks like we've got everyone engaged in our front line, which is fine because we still have a pretty strong front line. And eventually what we're going to do is we're going to unleash the curse ability with our Luminarch, and so that'll be a debuff for the enemy. And looks like we've pretty much destroyed that legendary group of cav. Now this is just a pure fluke that they didn't just crash the cav into the archers, but hey, that's good for us. They're crashing it back into the main battle line, and it looks like we've got our units engaged here pretty well. We're holding down, because if they bring these units into the main line battle, you know, they could do a really good push. So again, they've done a really good job about holding it here on the right side. Not much is kind of leaked over into the main battle line. And that's not, we're not going to worry too much about that, because our hero kind of just there. And so here we got the Luminarch. He's going to take a shot. Again, Luminarch is just devastating. In a lot of cases, you can use the Luminarch like a sniper rifle for heroes when you have good line of sight. So we really want to take advantage of that. And we just devastated them, broken their morale. And all we have left is this vampire count in Karsten. And I think he just has like a special buff ability that'll kind of allow him to keep fighting past his morale. I think it's just a natural ability of his that's passive. So, and that can be useful when you're playing as vampire counts, but not in this case. He's too outnumbered. So, and there we go, we won. And so this is just like a basic representation of how redistributing units can make a difference in the battle. And don't spread your battle lines too far from your objective goal. And just, you know, we got this heroic victory because we focused on equal distribution of units, and that's what this is really about. Equal distribution of units, kind of matching them to the right niches of attack and defense. Um, interfering with units coming from us at different directions. Being mindful of that. I probably even could have lowered the amount of losses if I hadn't forgotten about my pistoliers, but having them plugging that one gap forced the AI to move to more to the front of my line. And so again, I was controlling the situation, I was controlling the battle, and that's what it's about. So don't be deterred when you see, that the bar is not in your favor. Go ahead and fight it out. Take advantage of the terrain, and just make sure, you distribute your forces properly, and just kind of know what you're using. Understand why, the halberds have these defensive bonuses. All right, thanks again, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is one of my strategy videos. Tune in again. I hope to do more of these, and let me know if this is what you like seeing. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.